Hello, c'est Mustafa. Hello, Nathalie. The usual first comers. Sibuknifi classifying third. You will never be the first, Sibuknifi. I hope everyone is doing well. Si Mohammed Boysan, hello, and Zakin. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. Usada Sara Lalali, hello. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for making it on time again. I would like to take some time to share the link to this video you see, and then I don't know if this setting is well this. So I can do without this for the moment. All right, just like this, unless we need it. We will not use it unless there is a need for that. Okay, see med th. Hello, I hope you're doing well as well. Kingdom of Animals, thank you very much. صحفتكم aussi. Ramadan Kareem, and I hope that you are spending very good Ramadan days where you see you are you are in the process of detoxifying your bodies, especially the liver, because fasting is has a lot of benefits. Okay, one of which is a health benefit relating to the detoxification of the body, especially the liver and the kidneys. So I hope you're doing well in these days, and I hope you are living happy days. Ramadan is a month where your productivity should increase rather than decrease. Believe me. I keep saying this. Si Mohammed Buknifi, as always, yeah, that's true. Thank you very much, Si Mohammed, for the comments. Si Rabi Al-Fadil, ahlan wa sahlan. The kind Rabi, the well-behaved Rabi, and the competent Rabi. Thank you so much. So can I take your permission maybe to take, hello Siham, to take some minutes, maybe to share this, and then come back to the discussion of the vowels first, and then we'll move on to a general discussion of issues relating to to linguistics and maybe to research, to advanced English, or just English in general. Thank you very much. So would you kindly, ladies and gentlemen, take the trouble to share the link to this video, to this live session with your friends. And I don't know if Siham Rahali, you see, has shared this in the S4 group, because they probably have, a component called Phonetics where, they cover, well, the description of vowels as well as the description of consonants, so we can go over different issues. So thank you very much for putting up with me while I share this on the different platforms. If you could do that, then I would very much appreciate it. If you cannot, there is no problem. If you cannot, at least hit the like button here. That's at least you will help with this, okay? So let me just take some time to share the live session with the people I think can be interested. And then we will come back. Okay. All right. Here. It's just that I'm not involved in so many groups. That's my plight. All right. So let's wait. I think some news feed, that's fine. Some groups here. PhD students, only lesson plan and materials. Probably also nothing. Okay. So I have to switch to the other. I am thinking aloud, right? Whoever can take the trouble to share the link, I would be grateful, and they are helping their page anyway grow. Okay, I don't know why some groups decline, but they are right. They may decline if they wish, but where there is this opportunity for discussion and for probably learning from each other, I don't think it's judicious on their part to to decline a a link to a live like this one here. All right, all right, all right. I think that's it. I think that's it. Just in case, ladies and gentlemen, you know of a group, and I would be grateful if you could share it there. Maybe that's fine. Okay. Okay. Perhaps I need to share it also on WhatsApp. Share on WhatsApp. Voila. Maybe also on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is here. Oh no. So what I need to do perhaps is to copy the link. Anyway, I think this is enough. 27 friends are watching us. Maybe there are others who have not subscribed, and this is a call for them to subscribe at their earliest convenience. Okay, thank you very much for joining. And again, those who have just joined, I would like to wish you happy Ramadan, and I hope you are spending very good days here. Thank you. Okay, so let's just go through some of the comments here, and then we will move on to the discussion of the main point of today's live session. Mohammed Al-Zraq, hello, Professor. Thanks for the initiative. Thank you very much. Yeah, prevention is better than cure. That's true. That's for sure. See Mohammed Al-Zraq. Al-Baqali, Asma Al-Baqali, hello. Thank you for joining. Ustada Faiza is always with us here. I think we can add her to the group of Nathalie Leblanc, Mustafa Morshid, and Bouknifi. Now we have Faiza here. So thank you very much. Kingdom of Animals, thank you for sharing. Salam Si Saeed, thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome. And Si Saeed also is a very faithful follower of what we are doing here. Si Ayub Shaib. Hi, Professor. I hope that you will provide us with a semantic and pragmatic session. Inshallah, everything is, all these things are coming up. Certainly, there will be sessions on issues relating to semantics and pragmatics. Si Mohammed Bouknifi, metacognitive strategy that should be fostered in Moroccan TEFL guidelines is thinking aloud. That's true. It's really, it has advantages, has pedagogical advantages, of course. Rahali Siham, thank you. Kamal's Creative Corner. Good evening, dear Professor. I wish you have a wonderful Ramadan. Thank you so much. See Kamal's Creative Corner. Yasin Maslouhi, Mohammed Bouknifi. By thinking out aloud, you can have an exchange there. See Yasin and Mohammed Bouknifi. Ikram, Ahlan Ikram. Good evening and Ramadan Kareem to you as well. Ustada Samia, hello. I'm proud and extremely happy to belong to the academic companion community. We are also proud of you, Ustada Samia. Thank you very much. Thank you also for the the interest that you nourish to matters that are academic. I have had a number of exchanges with you, and I gathered that you are vested in the field of research, quantitative research specifically, and I really commend you on this. Uma Idrisi. Hello, Uma. Are you Umayma Idrisi? Okay. Good evening. Salam, everyone. Good evening, Umayma. I guess that's Umayma, right? Thank you for joining us, Umayma. Yunus Afkar. Salam alaikum. Good evening, dear professor. Good evening, my friend. See Yunus. Ahmed Martou. Hello, professor. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you very much also for joining and for taking part in these sessions. Adnan El Bukhari. Good evening, dear professor. Good evening. Thank you very much. See, Mustafa is reiterating as well his pride of Usadism. Yeah, inshallah, we wish all the best. Hajar Savers. Good evening, Hajar. I hope everyone is doing well here. Sirabia, sir, if you have enough time, could you please talk about linear phonology? Yes, I can talk about linear phonology, maybe as a sequel to the discussion of issues relating to phonetics. Okay, thank you for being here. And I would like to start. Perhaps let me just answer a question here. Not a question, maybe a message that comes in the form of question very, very quickly. All right. Fine, anyway. Well, I think we can, I need to deactivate all these, windows, tags, so that tabs, so that we will not be disturbed. Mamoni Mohsin, teach us type sentences very quickly. I will. See, Mohsin, if you are with us, please stay with us. I'm talking to you, Si Mohsin Mamoni, because I know you are serious in your quest for learning, and I gather that since you joined this channel, you are asking serious questions. Si Mohsin, if you would like to stay with us, probably after we cover the main parts. I think I can do without this TV here. Voilà, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so please ask this important question later on. Surely I will try to explain to you the different types of sentences, inshallah. Si Mustafa Muslim, glad to see you again, Professor. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Glad to have you with us here. Thank you so much once again. Ustad Arim Siraji, our great colleague. Good evening, dear colleague. Good evening, everyone. I hope you have had an enjoyable day. In fact, we have had enjoyable 2 days so far. It's really it's a joy to fast and to to work towards. Okay, of course, there is this religious duty, but also, and I think that's the moral behind fasting. It's the process of detoxifying the body and therefore preventing a lot of diseases. That today's world is plagued with different types of diseases, some of which are incurable, unfortunately. So I wish a quick recovery to everyone who is sick or who has a family member who is sick. I know what it means to care for a sick family member. You see, it's not really easy. So the person who cares for a family member, for a relative, is as sick as is the family member himself or herself. And sometimes the load and the burden is even heavier for the person who cares for a sick family member. And I have some friends here who talk to me about their what they're going through with their relatives. But this is a very good value for us, Moroccans. We cannot, enjoy our life independently of our relatives. So we cannot see someone sick without, being fully committed to help him or her with what we can, of course. Okay. Thank you so much. Ramadan Mubarak Yasin, Kemal Creative. It's really a pleasure to see you again, Professor Amrous. Thank you so much, Mr. Kemal. Okay, dear friends, without further ado, we will move straight to the point where we can discuss Okay, vowels, and this is at the request of some of my students at the level of S4, because they have a course, called Introduction to Linguistics, where they have a phonetic component where they are supposed, in which they are supposed to discuss the different types of consonants, and describe, sorry, the different types of consonants in terms of place of articulation, manner of articulation, and voicing, and of course there is a part, a segment in the phonetics chapter where they discuss the different ways of describing vowel sounds. Needless to point out, as I have had cause to mention time and again, that consonants are relatively easier to describe than are vowels. Why is it the case? The reason is that consonants are more or less concrete. What do we mean by concrete? It's because when you articulate a sound like p and you call it by labial, for example, you can see the two lips and you can feel your lips touching, and you can physically sense that there is a blockage of air because the two lips are closed. The same thing goes for fricatives. You can be conscious of where you put your tongue precisely, and I talked about some of the techniques to show the place of articulation, the precise place of articulation. And if you are for the idea of going through consonants, I can do that without any problem whatsoever. But the question that came was a question on vowels and how they can be described. So the first point to reveal here is the fact that, unlike consonants, vowels, you see, are somehow elusive. Elusive comes from to the verb to elude. It means that they escape very quickly. They are very elusive. Not only are they elusive, but they are also difficult to describe, because we have a feeling that when we say, for example, high vowel, we have a feeling that it's arbitrary. Of course, we can have this feeling because we do not have a machine where we can see the location of the tip of the tongue very precisely with the same precision as, say, maybe considering the description of a consonant. So I'm repeating this perhaps for the third time here. Excuse me. Okay. Now, in order to accurately describe a vowel in English of whatever nature it is, there are three questions that you need to ask. Just as there are three questions that we need to ask when we need to ask and then answer, of course, when we describe a consonant. When we describe a consonant, the three questions are: what is the status of the glottis? The vocal cords, is there vibration or not? And this answers the question as to whether the sound is voiced or voiceless. And then we move to the second question: what is the point? What is the part of the oral cavity or the vocal tract that is involved in the production of a given consonant? And of course, here we have different places of articulation: the labial, the dental, the alveolar, etc. And then there is a third question. It's how far apart are or is the are the passive and the active articulators. So we have degrees. If this is the tongue, for example, it's active. Active articulator means it's moving, it moves, and the passive articulator means it does not move. So we have different scenarios. We have either the two articulators touching each other, and this results in air being blocked. And there is, of course, a slight opening where there is a constriction. The air is not blocked, but it moves without, enough freedom, creating a turbulent voice or a noise or a friction. That's why we refer to them as fricative. And there are, of course, other, scenarios like when the tongue gets far away from the passive articulator. Here we have what we refer to as approximate, and under approximant we may have different subcategories. We're not going to address this issue for the moment unless there is a specific question requesting this. Okay, for the simple reason that we did it in previous videos. But I welcome any question requesting further delving into questions relating to the description of consonants. Now, for the vowel, there are three questions as well, but not the same as the questions for consonants. For vowels, we also ask three questions, but they are different, as I said. So question number one is: how high is the tongue in the oral cavity, in the mouth more specifically? How high is the tongue? So if this is the tongue, and this is maybe the lower jaw, the lower teeth, and this part, the lower jaw here, and this is the tongue. So how far apart? Some vowels are produced with the tongue being very low, almost touching the lower teeth and the lower jaw, the lower part. And there are vowels that are pronounced with a little bit of raising. There are vowels that are pronounced with the tongue being in the center of the mouth, but there are vowels that are produced with the raising of the tongue high in the oral cavity. Of course, when we ask this question, the answer to this question, the answer to each question when it comes to a given vowel corresponds to one of the three, adjectives that we need to produce to describe a vowel. Because in the description of a vowel, as is the case with the description of consonants, we need to use three adjectives, each of which is an answer to one of the three questions. All right. So when I talk about the height of the tongue as the first question, how high is the tongue in the oral cavity, then the scenarios are either the consequence is either a high vowel if it is pronounced with the tongue being high in the mouth, a mid vowel if it's in the center, and a low vowel if the tongue is at the lowest part of the mouth. Now, what is the problem here? The problem here is that while in consonants you can feel these things, in vowels you can hardly feel these things. You can't tell whether the tongue is really high or you can't. Now, personally, you cannot feel it. You cannot feel it because it's almost arbitrary. Now, for a consonant, it's more precise. It's more concrete. For vowels, no. What is the solution? The solution is to help yourself with a constant look at the chart, the vowel chart, because you just imagine that's the solution. You have a vowel chart, and you need to look at the position of vowels in the chart. It's not only, but primarily thanks to this method that you will learn how to describe your vowels. It's a very good shortcut, very easy shortcut. For example, when I mentioned the vowel E, because you remember that in the vowel chart, the E is located somehow here and not here, so it's automatically high. So you will realize that when you looked at the vowel chart, E is here, not here, not here, etc. So this can help you to a large extent. You see whether a vowel, for example, is high, mid, or low vowel. Okay, good. Now, I just wonder whether what you do, dear friends, at the level of S4 is a description of English consonants or the English, so description of consonants and vowels, or the description of consonants, vowels, and vowels in all languages. So if it's in English, then, there are specific vowel charts that are peculiar to the English language, that are specific to the language. Some vowel charts can accommodate vowels that are, that represent dialectal pronunciations, dialectal differences. But if you are aiming at a general, description of any language, then of course the solution here is to check with the famous Cardinal vowel system. There is a chart. All that you need to do is to type, to Google the term Cardinal, the Cardinal vowel system by Daniel Jones. This is a vowel system. Of course, it is artificial. Why do we call it artificial? Because it's not based in any. So Siham is saying that they are talking about all languages. Very nice. This is a very good thing, by the way. It's a very good initiative, because next year you will have a course called phonology. If you opt for linguistics, there is a course, a phonology course. And the phonology course presupposes, enough knowledge of phonetics. I repeat, those of you who intend to go linguistics, that is to say, to opt for the linguistics track in S5, Then you, apart from syntax and sociolinguistics, you have, I think there will be slight modifications to the program, but the phonology will always be there. As long as you do linguistics, there is a phonological component. Anyway, this phonology course is heavily based on your knowledge. It presupposes enough knowledge in phonetics. Therefore, you need to know, to automatize your knowledge of the places of articulation, voicing, and manner of articulation for consonants, and also the articulation, whether a vowel is high or low, or rounded or unrounded, long, short, etc., diphthong, etc. So you really need to know these things. By the way, and this is for Siham and for her friends, the people who asked me to hold this live session, to reserve a live session for this discussion of this topic here. After phonetics, guess what? You will have a chapter called phonology. And in the phonology chapter, you will always refer to, because you cannot do any work on phonology without a working knowledge in phonetics. So please pay attention. So you should not learn this only for the exam. You should learn this for the sake of the chapter that is coming after this, but also for the sake of S5. More importantly, for the sake of your knowledge, because after all, you will be a holder of a BA very soon, and holding a BA in English, should be commensurable with the knowledge that you have acquired. Okay, chances are that there will be someone who will ask you about what you did, or someone working in another S4 student, while you are a BA holder, can ask you, should find a way of answering him or her. So there is no harm in learning. So just get rid of this idea that you learn for the exam. Very good. Prioritize your exams. Very good. But also, learning is a lifetime journey. You may learn, you may invest in learning a few vocabulary items or expressions or ideas that may not be of immediate use, but they will come in handy once at least in your lifetime. So let me go ahead and talk about so there is the chart, the cardinal vowel system chart looks like something like this. Okay, I think it should not be like this here. Well, probably something like this. Okay. So it's somehow like this. Why is it like this and not a real square? Because this is like a representation of the human tongue. The human tongue is something like this. Look. This is our tongue, like this, okay? All right. So this is the back part of the tongue is here. This is the front part of the tongue that can be low sometimes. Sometimes it can be up, it can raise and lower. And this one here, this part here can raise a little bit here to touch our velum. All in all, the reason why the chart is not a right square is that it is a representation of the anatomy of our tongue. It's an anatomic, somehow a crude approximation of the anatomy of the tongue, just for you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, so that when you find out that there is a high vowel, why is the high vowel inserted here and not here? It's because this is believed to be the tongue, and the tongue, when it is raised, that's the high point. When it's lowered, the low point is here. This is the